in the City Hall. Christmas tree all decorated. Hi, good morning. I'm Cindy Foster. Hi, Celeste.
Audio test testing 1 2 3. Audio test testing 1 2 3.
morning. I usually, yeah, you're good. Uh-huh. You could have joined on Zoom. You could have joined, or you're not speaking today. Yeah, you could have Zoomed in. Yeah.
I don't, it's, Paul is here, I didn't see Jerry in the office.
It's going to be.
I'm not sure.
Audio test, testing 1, 2, 3. Audio test, testing 1, 2, 3. Good morning, everyone. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer with the Board of Public Works. For today, Wednesday, Wednesday, December 13, 2023, we are going to get started in the next 3 minutes. For today's presenters this morning, we have item number 1 will be led by myself and Matthew Castellanos. Item number 2, the Bureau of Engineering, Christopher Adams. Item number 3, we have Mr. Paul Roch presenting item number 3. Item number 4, Christian Guerrero from item number 4. Item number 5 will be presented by Scott Gibson. Item number 6 will be presented by Patrick Schmidt. Item number 7, Nat Isaac. Item number 8, Ethan Wong. And item number 9, an administrative item, no presenter required. For Bureau representatives that are on the line, thank you for joining us this morning. Should the board have any questions for you, we will open up those audio lines for you at that time. Again, this is for Bureau representatives that are on the line: Alfred Magallanes, Gil de la Cruz, Manuel Perez. Thank you for joining us this morning. At this time, we'd like to call for any public comments or commentary on any of the items for today's agenda. If you can please raise your hand if you're joining us through the Zoom application by pressing star 9. Again, if you're a member of the general public that would like to provide general public comment or commentary on any of the items for today's agenda, if you can please raise your hand at this time by pressing star 9. If you're joining us here live at City Hall in our chambers, there are speaker cards located at the back end of the room. You can go ahead and complete the speaker card and submit that over to myself, and we will submit that name for you for general public comment or commentary on any of the items. Seeing no hands raised and no speakers approaching the podium at this time, President Garcia, you do have 4 commissioners in the room. And also just was given a handout here, City Attorney Thomas Costello Vega is joining us today, sitting in for Virginia Choi this morning.
Great.
President Garcia, you are in record mode and we can get started.
Let's do. Thank you very much for that, Dr. Campos. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the regular scheduled meeting for the Board of Public Works for Wednesday, December 13, 2023. Dr. Campos?
Good morning again, everyone. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer, establishing roll call quorum. This morning we have President Garcia, Vice President Villegas, President Pro Tem Davis, and Commissioner Reyes. President Garcia, you do have a quorum at this time. President Garcia, we do not have any members of the general public that would like to provide general public comment. We also have no commentary under the Neighborhood Council comment section. At this time, we also do not have any speakers for any of the items for today's agenda. Again, no speakers at this time.
Okay, very well. For that, given that we do not have anybody under general public comment, we are going to close public comment for today. Officially, moving on to the next item on today's business, which is the approval of the minutes of Wednesday, November 29, 2023. Is there a second to our motion to approve this item?
Second.
Thank you, VP Villegas. Dr. Campos, there's a first by me and a second by Vice President Villegas to approve the minutes of Wednesday, November 29th.
Absolutely. Let's start the voting tabulation. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. Dr. Davis, if you can just turn on your microphone for us, please.
Davis, aye.
Thank you so much. And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimously. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you for that, Dr. Campos. We're moving on to our today's very special presentation. So let me change gears here from being so official to more joyful here. Today is a very special day. Today we are recognizing the work of the career fairs that we have executed in the past year, literally 1 year. I know that there was a lot of traffic today, so I know, and there's a lot of challenges to get here, even for ourselves. It took us so long to get here as well. So there might be some folks that are not in the room, that are not here, but nevertheless, I want to kick it off and make sure that we do go through this today's presentation. I'm going to go out to the podium, Vice President Villegas, and then I just wanted to put us out there. For everybody that's here joining us today, we have a special presentation. Like I said, today we'll be recognizing the work of the Public Works Career Fairs in partnership with the Personnel Department. So I'm just going to go out there so I can make the presentation. We have Dana here. Ryan, will you be speaking on behalf of them? Thank you so much. Yes. Good morning, everyone, and good morning, commissioners. Thank you for having us here this morning. I'm very excited to be able to present today's recognition award. We couldn't finish 2023 without recognizing the hard work of that many folks did throughout this year. I want to recognize them because they went above and beyond their normal scope of work and really implemented something that we hadn't really done for many years. And I'm very proud to stand along with General Manager Dana Brown from our personnel department, who we've really gone this venture together. Her staff has been very initiative and very creative on creating ways that we can manage these vacancies. And the goal of the career fairs, I just want to make it clear, the goal of the careers fair is to amplify and diversify the pool of applicants. By having so many vacancies at this time, it is a good time to go out to communities to make sure that they know the opportunities that we have at the city. And I know that a lot of you have been in the career fairs, and you yourselves have talked to individuals that said, I never knew the city hired for this position. I never knew I could do this for the city. I never knew that this was something that was available for me. And I know that we've experienced that already. And so it's a really good opportunity right now that the city has open vacancies that we can go out to communities to promote and extend our opportunities here. So thank you for that, first and foremost. And so I want to give the mic now to General Manager Dana Brown so that we can specifically, and both of us, thank our staff because they have really merged together and work as partners.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Garcia, and thank you so much to the Board of Public Works. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to see. This is really my good side. All right, that's fine. I'm kidding. And thank you so much to the Board of Public Works for recognizing the work of the Personnel Department. You know, it's a tough time for us. You know, the vacancy rate for the city is kind of been, you know, at the center of one of the centers of the mayor's agenda, and everybody seems to know about our vacancy rate. And, you know, for us, you know, despite all of the work that we have done this year in hiring, because we filled some 13,000 vacancies, but as we all know, that filling positions is not the same as lowering the vacancy rate, because our civil service system is built in a way that many positions are filled with existing employees, and to hire somebody is to create a vacancy elsewhere, making it a wash. Nevertheless, the work that my staff has been doing, you know, day in and day out to make a difference in our hiring and get departments the staff that they need is unbelievable. And I have continued to push the envelope with them, challenging them to find more creative ways to hire more people from outside of the city and bring them into city employment. And that's really where the partnership with the Board of Public Works has been absolutely incredible, because you have so many opportunities for people to come into city employment, very different from some of the other departments that have so many promotional opportunities. And so I'm really thankful to the Board of Public Works, particularly to you, President Garcia, for reaching out to the Personnel Department and asking for this partnership. And I just want to say to my staff, you know, the recruitment staff, the employment services, applicant services, workforce development, examining, all of these people obviously serve 45 departments and 50,000 employees. And, you know, for them to take the time and the initiative to say, this is important and we're going to put our all into these career fairs, I really appreciate the work that you guys are doing. Thank you for always being willing to have me push the envelope. And I look forward to a continued partnership with the Board of Public Works and the Bureaus of Public Works. Thank you so much.
We definitely couldn't have made it without the personnel department. You know, I want to say some of the things that are highlights for this fair. We have now concluded 4 career fairs, and we're going on to our 5th career fair, which is scheduled for January 25th in Council District 6. So we've done, our first career fair was in Council District 9. Our second career fair was in Council District 10. Our third career fair was in Council District 15, and our 4th career fair was in Council District 1. And so we're kind of making our way throughout the city with the goal to amplify and diversify the pool of applicants. This is a good time for City of LA residents to come to work for the city, and that's really one of our main and primary goals. One of the things that, you know, the personnel department has been able to do this year, which is an amazing component to our career fairs, is providing workshops and online assistance application on site. What are the workshops for? Well, the workshops here, Janelle, where's Janelle? Because she runs all these workshops. There she is. Hey, Janelle. Janelle runs all of our workshops and all of our workshops. And really what she does is demystify the employment process to the city. She really breaks down any barriers and really explains the different terminology that the department, that we, the city, use. Like, for example, exempt versus civil service versus part-time. Those are kinds of things that are regular City of LA folks might not know, that these are terminologies very important for the city and the personnel department and their process to be employed. So that's one. The second item, and I don't know where Steve Rivera, I don't know if he's made it or he's come, he's not coming. Oh, he's one of our main guys too. So Steve Rivera has really put his foot forward, and really what we do, he takes his staff with laptops, and we provide connectivity, and we really do application on-site assistance. We've been able to, just in Korea, our last career fair, we were able to help 210 applicants go through the process. That's a big undertaking and a big milestone to the hiring process. So I just want to say thank you to everyone in the personnel department that makes that happen. So thank you to those that are out there with the laptops, making sure, and you know what, I've gotten some feedback from participants, and they actually said that this was really nice to do, because if they got stuck, they were able to raise their hand and somebody came right away and help them. When do you ever get that type of help? So we have been able to do that, and that's been a huge component. We also invite more than 15 departments from the city, and if more want to come, we're more than happy to accommodate. But we provide, and they really give out that information. We also make sure that we provide education to our participants. So if you didn't know how to be a electrical craft helper, our staff can be able to help you. I want to just say and highlight, like Scott Briggs, who does an amazing job teaching and educating the public on what an inspector does, what Bureau of Contract Administration does, and how to get there. So if you wake up one day and you don't know how to be an inspector, or I'm sorry, but nobody really wakes up and say, hey, I want to be an inspector. But when they come to our fair, they learn the process. They say, oh, I can do that. That sounds like a very interesting job to do. And how do I get there? How do I start and become an inspector? And so I've seen specifically many of you do that. Many of you have done that throughout the fairs. I know that when the fairs are done, we're exhausted and we're just like out of our voices, but it's all well worth it. And so I just want to say thank you to everybody that really goes above and beyond to explain the process, to explain how to get to these positions. And so with that, I want to say that we have, our fairs have become very popular. We've generated more than, last fair was more than 800 folks attended. The fair before was almost 1,500 that attended. So our numbers are pretty high, but that just tells you the interest, and the interest because they didn't know who to talk to. Some folks even say, I don't know any city officials. They only hire folks that that know somebody. Well, then come to the fair and you'll know somebody. So that's always been kind of our motto there, is to help folks through the process, demystify, and just to let them know that this is a normal process like anything else. And so, and they find a friend, by the way. They find you are able to help them. Sometimes they just need just one question answer. And so I just want to say that that has been a tremendous, tremendous help for the public and for the community. We are very happy to go into communities that normally would never get this type of information. We were in Watts for during the summer, a beautiful event right in the streets. It was hot, but it was so much worth doing that event. We were in CD 810 in the Obama Complex Center, and we made sure we did foot outreach there because we wanted to make sure that the neighborhood around there came to the fair. And so those are just the elements that we just are very strategic, and we work hand in hand with the personnel department. We also, our second tier to all of this is we try to reduce the target local hire and bridge to jobs by providing on-site interviews. And so I just want to give a special shout out to Vincent Cordero and Cinta Fletes, who are always there and who make sure that that process continues to happen. We have been able to reduce, I think in the Council District 10, we had 15 panels, if I'm not mistaken, 15 panels with everyday on-site interviews. So that was our attempt to really reduce the target local hire and bridge to jobs pool that we have at this time. So we take a lot of different methods into this one event, one day, but it's really because there's just so many different pathways to get in, and so we really want to promote that. And you just never know where the public is at, so they might fit into this pathway or that one or this one, and it doesn't, we just want to make sure that we open those opportunities. So I am going to now pass this over, because we're so proud of our career fairs, to our Deputy Mayor Winston Randall, who's here joining us, and to just join in the celebration as we are about to recognize all the hard work everybody has done. Deputy Mayor?
Thank you so much, President. I'm going to kind of turn here sideways, so I want to address both you and the board. It really is a time for thanks. The past, now year, we just now celebrated the mayor's year in office yesterday. If you were listening into the town hall, you heard her speak about our work to lower vacancies, and central to that has been our career fairs, your career fairs. I remember so long ago, I see that Dana is now left, but Dana sat down and kind of educated me on why we do face the challenges that we do on getting folks onboarded and with our departments and bureaus. And then she'd been, we have these things, this is like way back in February, we have these things, these career fairs. Have you heard about them? Do you know they're underway? And of course, connected with President Garcia, there had already been one under the belt. All of you were doing plans to have more fairs and put more together. And look where we are today. You all know that the mayor attended the last fair in CD1 with Councilwoman Hernandez and was blown away, absolutely blown away by the interviews, by the assistance that was given to applicants, the workshops, and each fair we've seen more resources brought to bear, more folks getting an understanding and awareness of the opportunities available, and we've seen more folks hired, drawing down our vacancies. And so I want to express to you all, to the board, to the staff, across the city family, a heartfelt thank you. Thank you for your work, and thank you for your continued work. I think you know that the mayor is committed to continuing to hold career fairs in every council district. I know we've got one, as the president just mentioned, coming up on January 25th, and we'll continue to do more. And so thank you again for your work. We're excited to work together and partner, and let's keep it going. Thank you, President.
I would be remiss if we do not especially recognize, and I think it's in the pile of them, but the one that really keeps us going, that makes sure the meetings happen, that makes sure that we're on track, that thinks of the little things and the big things all at the same time. I want to recognize our fearless leader who took on this job, just, kind of like, hey, come and help me do this, and now is just really taken off, is our one and only Roman Rodriguez. So Roman, if you please stand up. What I really enjoy about Roman is that everybody tells him, I need this, I want this, I have this, I need to do this. And you know what I really love about Roman is that he's like, okay, Okay, we'll put that on the list. We'll put that on the list. And then he makes it happen after. Everybody really gets what they need and what they want throughout these fairs. And so I really appreciate that attitude and that method of working, Roman. Thank you for leading us on this effort, and thank you for making all of the fairs a huge success as they have been. So kudos to you, high five to you, and just everything that we can do for you. We're not done. This is just like a break in the 1 year to recognize all your hard work, but like Deputy Mayor Winston just said, we're quite not done yet. We have more communities we need to go to, more folks we need to talk to, and more vacancies to fill. So please, this is just making sure. I couldn't pass 2023 without recognizing all the hard work that everybody has really invested into these career fairs. So with that said, I won't take it long, but I do want to recognize another, my mighty small group that we do kind of like the, is the tape there? Where is the metro stop at? Where is all of that? So I just want to, if you can please stand up, I'm going to just call you because we meet also very rigorously to making sure that everything happens. So if Roman, Devin, Cindy, LaShawn, and Vince, please stand up for your recognition. These are the folks that are always on the ground making it happen. And Pam, where is Pam? She's in... Okay, Pam Perez too, so she's not here with us, but she's parking. Okay, I know, it was a heavy morning this morning. All right, so with that said, is Deputy Mayor Winston here, or did he also leave? Perhaps, Ryan, maybe you can come and represent the mayor's office as we give certificates out. Before I do that, and just before, yeah, we'll put them right there. Before I just do that, is there anybody that wants to say any words? This mic, open mic, open mic Wednesdays. Is there anybody that wants to say any words before we pass out our certificates?
Yes, I have a message, please.
Please do not interrupt our meeting. It's your first and only warning. Anybody else that wants to say from the career fair any words? Give it then. Okay, everybody. During our meetings, nobody's that shy. Everybody needs something. And so we'll give out certificates, and then we'll let the commissioners kind of close it up after that. All right? They're not in any specific order. So mind you, if we call your name and if the person's not here, please, just bear, we'll make sure to let them know we have a certificate for them. Gabe Gutierrez, who helps us track our measures and our success. And before I do that, let me say this. The certificate of recognition from the Board of Public Works honors each and one of you here that has helped in the career fair. On behalf of the City of Los Angeles and the Board of Public Works, we recognize your outstanding dedication and exemplary work as an integral member of the Public Works Career Fair team. Your commitment to the Public Works Career Fair team provides opportunities and possibilities that ultimately enhance the quality of life for Los Angeles residents. And that is really our goal, to improve the quality of life with our residents. Dennis Toe, I don't think he's here. Candace Arnold. Is Candace here? I want to recognize Candace too. And I know she's from the Department of Transportation. And has really been an integral part in making sure that we have Department of Transportation in all of our career fairs. And Lynn Rocio. She was with BOE, and now she's with planning, and we miss her dearly in our meetings, correct, Roman? Actually, Roman, you should be up here. Come. You're way back there when you're a big lead in all of these. Elisa Lam. Elisa? Sergio Cárdenas. Again, I know it's a lot of folks, because we can't do this without this amount of folks. Pamela Perez. Pam, I think you said she was parking? Okay, we'll make sure to have her here. Rose Watson. Oh, Rose from Rec and Parks. Rose from Rec and Parks, again, has been an integral partner with us in making sure that Rec and Park is part of all of our career fairs. Steve Rivera. Steve Rivera's not here joining us, but I want to applaud Steve Rivera for his and recognize him. Chief Rivera is Assistant General Manager at the Department of Personnel, who has really gotten very creative on making exams, on-site application, the workshops, and he's on in every fair, making sure that people get the information. He helps in every way possible. So I want to recognize Steve Rivera. I know he's not with us, but can you please let him know that we have a certificate for him and that we really appreciate his partnership. Elton Moy, I think he's from BOE. Is he from BOE? Yeah, he's from BOE. So thank you to BOE staff as well. Megan Hackney, I saw Megan. Yay, Megan! Congratulations. Megan from the Bureau of Street Lighting plays a big part. Bureau of Street Lighting has a beautiful booth every time they're out there, and they've gotten really creative with their QR codes, making sure that we're part of the zero waste. So thank you, Megan, for leading that effort with Bureau of Street Lighting. John Dude, I saw him. Yes, John. John has been our photographer. I've even seen him go, No, you're fine. Congratulations. Thank you. You're always working.
I don't even know what to do on this side.
We should have taken with him. Thank you, John. John has been taking pictures and video of our career fairs. I've seen him have so much fun, though, but it's almost like you're not working, but you are working, because then he sends us these beautiful pictures at the end of the day. So thank you, John, for that. And on that end, I also want to recognize Jose Lozano from Bureau of Sanitation.
Thank you.
Oh, the camera. No, we have to carry. You have to put your camera in there. We'll do this. Thank you. Thank you. Jose Lozano's taking really beautiful drone pictures of our career fairs that add on a really nice video at the end of the day. Oh, Sandro Donato. Mr. Sandro. Recognize Sandro big. Sandro puts together our flyers, our save the date. He makes sure our graphics are there. And sometimes we're like, another change, and another change, and another change. Thank you for being so flexible and adaptable. Thank you. So you do amazing flyers and amazing marketing materials. So thank you for that. Should we take a picture? Thank you. I want to recognize and bring up Cindy Bassett. Cindy Bassett leads our registration team. That is not an easy task, folks. Sometimes we have over 1,000 folks, and there's been a way now that they managed to do it, that the flow keeps going. So congratulations for that, Cindy. Thank you. Over here. Sherry Karuki. Sherry here? All right, we'll make sure we'll give it to Sherry. Sherry helps with making sure we have money sometimes. She's really important. Nicole Burnson. Okay, we'll go. Thank you for all your help, Nicole Burnson, for all your creativity as well. Thank you. We'll go this way. Can we please bring up Vincent Cordero? Vincent Cordero, like I said, leads our Target Local Hiring Bridge to Job citywide, but also during the career fair. Thank you so much for your partnership. Really appreciate it. Next is Rhiannon Christian. Am I saying it right? Oh, yes. Oh, my God, you're super. She's very integral in all of our planning efforts. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you for all your help. You've been very integral. Luis Fernandez. Claudia Coronel. Thank you. Thank you so much. Adrian Murphy. She's not here? Okay. But yes, Adrian Murphy, yes, by the way, Adrian Murphy's at every career fair as well, talking to constituents, making sure that we pass through this process. Thank you so much to Adrian Murphy. Next, I want to recognize LaShawn McFadden. LaShawn, ooh. You know, LaShawn is very integral in all of our career fairs as well. We can't make, this is a big team effort to make such an event happen, but LaShawn is on site for media inquiries, well, not just on site, before site, on site and after, on media inquiries. Everybody comes to talk to her to make sure that, you know, print, anybody that comes here on Case Media, and she's on site doing social videos on the day. She's really active, so I just want to say thank you, LaShawn. It's a pleasure to work with you. Yay, all right. Oh, next is Pam Perez. Pam Perez, who is an integral part of our planning committee and really just kind of oversees all the marketing, outreach, and everything we have to do to our fairs to make sure that we get folks into the door. So thank you, Pam, for making that happen every day. Thank you. Manuel Reyes. Manuel Reyes. Oh my! Oh, Vera Street Lighting. Yes. Congratulations, Manuel Reyes. Okay. Thank you. Kenneth Kenneth Jong. I don't see him. Nicole Bauer. Oh, I want to clap for Nicole Bauer too. She's not here? Oh, she's not here. Nicole Bauer is very integral as well. She's from the personnel department and we rely on her a lot of outreach as well. So thank you to Nicole Bauer. Please make sure that she knows that. Melissa Hamamoto. Melissa? Yay, Melissa. So Melissa joined our team maybe third fair along, but she has been very integral in making sure the fire department, LAPD, and our 911 dispatchers are on in every fair. So thank you for making that happen. Appreciate it. No, yes. Thank you for your help. Next, we have from the Personnel Department, Cynthia Fletes. Yay, Cynthia! Cynthia's amazing. Not only has she goes to our career fairs, I also saw her at the sanitation event doing the work there. She is definitely making sure the Target Local Hire and Bridge to Job pool comes down by being so creative with everything you do. So thank you, Cynthia, for that. Thank you. Oh, this is getting full. All right. Ooh, I want to bring up Miss Devin Satorsky. Devin has played an integral part in making sure logistics, timing, public, everything. I can call on Devin and make sure that everything's happening, and she's always has a pulse on that. So thank you for that. Really appreciate all your hard work. Hey, let's get a picture. Sanaya Santana? Sanaya Santana? May Neiman? May Neiman? This is also very special to me. Gracie Lou. Gracie Lou was the first one that said yes from the personnel department. And thank you for being so creative and so like being a conduit to this new way of trying to get folks in. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Likewise. Yes. Thank you for saying yes.
Of course.
Gracie is our Assistant General Manager of Personnel, and I really love the creativity that she brings to the table, so thank you, Gracie. Next, we have Janelle Hamilton. Janelle, like I said, is very integral at every fair. She has been there since day one, making sure she provides workshops to the public. So thank you, Janelle. You really take on a big part of the fair. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate you and all your work. Next, I want to bring up Miss Felicia Orozco. Felicia. Felicia, again, logistics at every fair, a booth, making sure that our Clean LA program and conducts interviews on site as well. So thank you, Felicia, for that. Did you and Devin get the memo?
Yeah. We're twinsies.
I know.
Thank you.
Next, we have Stephanie Clemens. Stephanie Clemens? Oh, she couldn't make it. Okay. Stephanie's very integral too. She keeps us on our toes, by the way, making sure we do everything right. Where's Stephanie? Next, I want to bring up very special to our planning crew. This is on the ground, on foot, making sure cones, traffic, parking, everyth's on space, signage, everything's done to make sure that we drive people into our fairs. Vincent Burdett. Vincent? Yay, Vincent! Yay! Look at you, you have fan clubs and everything. Here we go, take a picture. Thank you for everything you do. Next, we have Miss Lilian Mirato. Lilian? Yay, Lilian! Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Lilian always has a great attitude and make sure we do things right. Almost there. Scott Wood. Scott Wood? Okay, he's not here. Okay, got it. Is he from sanitation? BCA, okay. The other Scott, okay, got it. Next, I want to bring up Miss Angela Martinez, who makes sure, I have to say this, I know that we're never in competition, we are not, no competition at all, but BCA's table always rocks. Can we just say that? Don't they always have the best table? I just want to say thank you so much to BCA, Angela. Thank you so much. All Scott Briggs. Oh, no. Yes. No competition. They just have a video and they have toys out and they just attract. That's what it is. That's what they do. Oh, next I want to bring up Scott Briggs. Scott. Yes, congratulations. Thank you for all your help. Appreciate it. If you ever need, he always brings care packages to the fair, so make sure he has granola bars, even a generator, he brought one, so he just make sure that everybody's well taken care of. And last but not least, I want to bring up Mr. Roman Rodriguez. Roman? Woo! Congratulations. I don't know if we can repay you for all your work you do and everything you do with a certificate, but we really appreciate everything you do for this. This is a huge team that you lead, and you do this with just like so much ease and just graciousness that we appreciate that. So thank you for leading us in that very great way of being just being very able to incorporate everybody's like wants and needs and not being tense. And by the way, when we're on site on those mornings when it's like we're getting ready to pick it up, I always see him very calm. And that's kind of never, ever the case, but I just want to say, and not only that, but I see everybody very calm. And so sometimes I walk in and I'm like, are we missing anything? Did we forget to do anything? Because people are just calm, but I don't think that's what it is. I really come to the conclusion that all of you are professional and experts, and you know what you're doing. And that's why everybody's very calm every morning. So thank you for that, to you and to everyone else for all your hard work that you've done throughout this year. Oh, one person more. Okay, his certificate to come from Mr. Bernardo Coronado from Street Lighting. Yes, yes. We had to make sure we got street lighting in here because you guys are rocking those tables, so congratulations. More to come. Okay, we'll take a picture together. Thank you so much. All right. Did I miss anybody else? Because it's a huge, we have more. There's more people that plan, there's more people that are part of it. These are just some of the folks that really have, are the leads to all of this. But when you go to the career fair, you will see the amount of effort and commitment that you see throughout the city family. So thank you for that. Thank you everyone for your time. Thank you, Ryan, for being such a supporter of us, and thank you for being here today as well. Thank you, Ryan, because you do make things happen. You have, in the background, when we kind of need the very last pull, I'm like, Ryan, we need your help. So thank you, Ryan. You're definitely part of what we do as well. With that, colleagues, commissioners, I just want to say thank you for also being part of all of this. I am going to turn it over to you guys, see if you want to just give a few words to the staff to make these very joyful and very successful career fairs. So, Vice President?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. It's hard to follow you because you have a lot of good energy, and it shows just in your excitement and in your enthusiasm when you express yourself with the wonderful people that have made all of these opportunities happen. It's not done overnight, and everyone's expertise, I felt like that was the word that was used the most. Because you all have expertise in your fields, and we're sincerely grateful that you have come on and supported this challenge that the entire city is on, to be able to fill the vacancies and also just to be able to meet people and really get a good understanding of what they're looking for, what we're looking for, and just really boots on the ground. So thank you very much. For having gone to some of the job fairs, I see it, firsthand as well, and just the many partnerships that we've created is just really amazing. So thank you very much. Thanks. Commissioner Corsan, if you wanted to say a few words, and then we'll let Dr. Davis say a few words.
Thank you. Just real quickly, I think it's great work everyone did, and nothing speaks more volume than the success that it is. Well, two speak to it. One is the mayor continuously acknowledging all of your work over the last year. So kudos to all of you for that. That's how you know it's really successful. And the second part is how every council member wants to have one of these career fairs in their district. More work for you all, but also another sign of how instrumental your work has been so far. So congratulations. Thank you, President Garcia, for all of your work in leading this ship to success.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. And I want to first commend our president for helping to make sure that we are on the front line to help implement these job fairs. Last night, I had the pleasure of listening to Mayor Karen Bass's town hall meeting. And of course, Deputy Mayor Winston was there and talked about the various works that you all have done over the last months, making sure that every community has access to these job fairs. Nothing is more important in government than what it is we do for the people we serve. We provide services from public safety, police, to sanitation and street services and engineering and et cetera. But equally important and significant is providing the employment for the people who pay the taxes for the money that we get and earn and use in delivering those services. So I am most proud that one of the priorities of the mayor is to zero in on what our potential is as an organization to include the people whose taxes we use in the employment to help to deliver those services, as those of us in the room are so fortunate to be. We each are employees of the city, and we're fortunate to be able to deliver these services. But as an organization, we have to expand to make sure that others can join us. And so I want to thank Dana Brown as well from personnel. Since she has been there, she has been very enthusiastic and has begun to look at different ways in which we do our jobs. And for that, I'm eternally grateful for the new innovative approach that she has brought to personnel office. And finally, I will say, what we also are doing in this city is we are looking at innovative ways as well, in addition to what you're doing. I love Bridge to Jobs. I love transitional workers and the WED programs, because these are programs where we're saying that not only those who can make it to our job fairs to get recruited, to be interviewed, and ultimately hired, but for people who have had challenges in our city, that they too can have an opportunity. So in addition to this great work that I want to commend you for, I want to shine a light on the innovative programs that this city has sought to focus on in the past and currently, which is Bridge to Jobs, Transitional Workers, and WED program. Finally, thank each and every one of you for what you do, and I look forward to being able to join you in the months ahead. Thank you.
Yay. Thank you, commissioners. I know Commissioner Reyes had to step out, but thank you all for also helping me make these events happen and for the support. You know, this is a partnership between us, the Public Works Department, and personnel, but it also has extended. If I would have brought everybody from every department, we probably would have had this whole room full, because almost 200 folks really do participate the day of the event. So and plus Sandro and the budget team would have really shot me down because of the graphics and the budget, but I just want to say we are more than thankful for everybody that participates in those events, and we want to I don't know how else much to show. We were told, I think in one of the fairs, I believe it was in our summer fair in Watts, that there hadn't been a career fair since the Tom Bradley time. And that was a big deal. So in Watts, they were very appreciative, very welcome that we were there to just provide the information if that was all we were doing. So thank you to everyone, because you are all doing life-changing work. Did I miss somebody? Hope I didn't. So thank you all for doing this. And again, it is a pleasure and an honor to partner with the Personnel Department, and we look forward to more partnerships just like this. Thank you, everyone. Yes, and we will take a picture. We're going to take a picture back here. So John, I hope you can make that happen, because today our City Hall steps are being taken and used, in case you didn't know. If you're a fan of Depeche Mode, stay tuned, because that's going to happen out there. So if you want to hang around and then see Depeche Mode, no problem. But that's just the kind of thing we could do here. So with that said, thank you to the career fair participants. Thank you to the career fair organizers. And on to more, guys. On to more. All right. Oh, yay. We're going to take pictures back there, and then we'll come right back. Commissioners, if you can join us.
And President Garcia, we are once again in record mode. It's now 11:03 a.m.
Thank you so much for that, TJ Knight. Thank you, everyone, for being part of our today's celebration. I couldn't end the year without recognizing the hard work that our career folks and organizers really do. So thank you for that, and look forward to having many more events just like the ones we've had. I'm going to transition us now to the our agenda. I'm going to kick it off with item number 2.
Madam
Mr.
Chair.
Smith, are you here? Is item number 2? 6, give me a second. We're going to do item number 6 first. I'm going to go a little bit out of order. We want to establish this on-call list, and our Vice President Villegas is going to help us with that. So let me put it into record, then we take it to you, and then TJ will run the random pick with Vice President Villegas. Okay? This is a request in all council district for a Bureau Engineering and Bureau Contract Administration, emergency on-call geotechnical structural construction service list, various public works projects. Recommending the board to 1, approve the list of 6 qualified contractors to provide emergency geotechnical structural construction services for repair, replacement, and/or construction of retaining walls, bulkheads, and slopes, placement of engineer fill and erosion control, debris removal, and other emergency geotechnical construction services on public works projects. 2, authorize the city engineer to transmit contracts to the 6 qualified contractors for expeditious signature. 3, authorize the president or 2 members of the board to execute the signed contract received from the approved contractor. B, forward the executed contracts to city clerk to attest. And 4, determine the initial order of the emergency on-call geotechnical structural construction service list by random drawing. That was a lot. All right, Mr. Smith,
Garcia.
go ahead.
Okay, thank you, President Garcia. Patrick Schmidt, Bureau of Engineering, Geotechnical Engineering Division. And as President Garcia just said, we're here today with this board report to seek the approval of the selection of 6 qualified contractors to provide emergency on-call geotechnical and structural construction services for various public works projects. As you know, the board is responsible for and has the jurisdiction over the design, construction, maintenance, and repair of retaining walls, bulkheads, slopes, and erosion control measures within the public right-of-way. The city is obligated to respond quickly to concerns or hazards within the right-of-way to protect public health, welfare, and safety, and to avoid other environmental and social consequences. The current on-call emergency geotechnical structural contractor list, which was for a duration of 5 years, will expire on March 28th of 2024. These contracts have been very successful in addressing problems that mandate immediate attention. On April 26, 2023, the board authorized the city engineer to advertise a request for qualifications to establish a new emergency on-call geotechnical structural construction services list. The board further authorized the city engineer to evaluate the contractor's submittals and to prepare and return a proposed list of qualified contractors to the board for adoption and execution of contracts. The request for qualifications was advertised on the city's Regional Alliance Marketplace for Procurement, RAMP, on May 8, 2023. A non-mandatory pre-submittal meeting was held on May 18, 2023, with advance notification via RAMP. The contractor's SOQ, Statement of Qualification packages, were required to be submitted to the BOE on June 28, 2023 by 2 p.m. Statement of Qualification packages were received from the following 6 contractors: Calex Engineering Company, Clark Contracting Corporation, Jill Heavy Construction Incorporated, Mike Perlich and Sons Incorporated, Milan Butic Construction Company Incorporated, and Wright Construction Engineering Corporation. Review of the SOQs were performed by an evaluation team consisting of members from the BOE. Each team member independently scored the contractor's submittals in accordance with the selection criteria set forth in the RFQ. Contractors with a qualifying score of 70 points or greater out of a total of 100 points are recommended for the list. In accordance with the Local Business Preference Program, contractors that qualified as local business enterprise were granted an additional 8% of their total possible valuation points to their valuation score. The contractor's local business enterprise certification statuses were verified by the Bureau of Contract Administration. All 6 of the submitted SOQ packages received a qualifying score. On February 22nd, 2023, the BOE received a Business Inclusion Program Outreach Requirements exemption from the Office of the City Administrative Officer, Office for Procurement, as the emergency nature of the work does not lend itself to subcontracting. These emergency on-call geotechnical structural construction services contracts have been evaluated per the community level contracting motion issued on May 19, 2021. Based on the assessment, projects for which these contracts will be utilized were determined not to be a candidate for community level contracting due to the emergency nature of the work, including a contractor's ability to quickly respond to failures that could negatively impact public health, welfare, and safety. All 6 contractors have complied with the city's non-discrimination policies. 5 of the 6 contractors, Kellex Engineering Company, Clark Contracting Corporation, Jill Heavy Construction, Mike Perlington Sons, and Milan Bucci Construction Company, have worked on numerous contracts issued by the board. No significant or unresolved problems in inspection, contract compliance, or other bidder responsibility have been experienced by the Bureau of Contract Administration. The other contractor, Wright Construction Engineering Corporation, has no record of having worked with the Bureau of Engineering and the Board of Public Works within the last 5 years. The Office of Contract Compliance checked with various state agencies, and none of these agencies reported any labor compliance problems with this contractor. In addition, the Inspector of Public Works conducted a first-time bidder investigation of references provided by the contractor and did not find any evidence of violations of statutes, regulations, ordinances, or wrongdoing. All 6 contractors are subject to compliance with the requirements specified in the City Contractor Responsibility Ordinance. Failure to comply with all of the requirements specified by the ordinance may render the contractor's contract subject to termination. California State Senate Bill 854 requires all contractors and subcontractors who bid or work on public works projects to register with the State of California Department of Industrial Relations. The Bureau of Engineering has verified that all 6 of the selected contractors are in compliance with the registration requirements of Senate Bill 854. The City Attorney's Office has reviewed and approved the contract as to form. The new 5-year contracts will take effect on the date when they're fully executed as defined in the contract and will expire 5 years from that date. These contracts do not have any associated funding with them. Funding for individual projects that are utilized by this list will be on a case-by-case basis as the emergencies are identified and prior to the award of any specific construction orders. In conclusion, we recommend that the board declare the 6 contractors to be responsive and award these 6 contractors a contract for this request for qualifications and authorize the president or 2 members of the board to execute the contracts. It is further recommended that the initial order of the list be determined by random drawing at today's meeting. That concludes my presentation of the report. I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, for that. Any questions, colleagues? Dr. Davis?
Yes, so you said this is not subjected to, or we got an exemption from the business inclusion for these contractors, is that right?
Correct.
Now, however, in terms of the demographics of the contractors, do you happen to have any knowledge of those that have been selected? Are any of them, by any happenstance, women-owned business or minority-owned businesses?
None of them are women-owned business or minority-owned businesses. There's 2 that are small business enterprise.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that, Dr. Davis and Mr. Smith. Any other questions or comments, colleagues? Given none, TJ Knight, do we establish the emergency on-call first before we close the item?
President Garcia, first we tabulate the votes, and then after, if the item is approved, then we'll go ahead and determine the initial order.
Very well, thank you for that. All right, colleagues, is there a motion on the table to approve item number 6? So, I'll take Commissioner Corson. Commissioner Corson has moved the item. Vice President Villegas has second. TJ Knight, there's a first by Commissioner Corson, a second by Vice President Villegas to move item number 6 forward and forthwith.
Very good. We'll take a roll call vote on item number 6, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes. And item number 6 will move forward, is approved and will move forward forthwith. And now, if you like, we can establish the initial order by random drawing.
Yes, please.
Vice President Villegas.
Thank you. So Vice President Villegas will lead us on this establishing this order. She is the Bureau of Engineering liaison. And we'll get that going, Mr. Smith.
Thank you.
And I have the 6 contractor name, this envelope, they're folded up. I'm gonna go ahead and mix them up, so just so there's a randomness to this. And Vice President Villegas, if you'd go ahead and remove one at a time and read those out onto the record.
So first one, we have Wright Construction Engineering Corporation. Followed with Jilk Heavy Construction, Inc. Then Mike Perlich and Sons. We have Clark Construction Corporation. And M. Layden Bunchant Construction Company. Or Bunchant.
Mladen Buntage.
Oh. And then Kalex Engineering Company.
And that concludes our
Okay.
establishment of the order of the 6 contractors. Thank you so much, Vice President Villegas.
Okay, Mr. Smith, you are good to go. Am I correct?
Thank you. Appreciate your help today and got me to go earlier since we have our luncheon for our team today.
I know. That's why I was trying to get you out the door. Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon and a good week. And if I don't see you before the holidays, happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays to all. I expect to be back next Wednesday, though. So,
Yes. I think TJ Knight wants to say something before we head out.
I just want to read into the record the order in which the contractor names were drawn and the establishment of the initial order. And so first we have Wright Construction Engineering Corporation. Number 2 is Jilk Heavy Construction Incorporated. Number 3 is Mike Perlich and Sons. Number 4 is Clark Contracting Corporation. Number 5 is Mladen Buntic Construction Company. And number 6 is Kalex Engineering Company. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you so much. All right, colleagues. That was making sure Mr. Smith got out of here on time. Moving on, we're going to go backwards now to item number 1. This is a request, this is a bid that came in this morning, and we do have a public comment card for that. Just going to call it out, starting with the letter F. F. Okay, public comment for item number 1 is now officially closed. This is a bid will be received at 10 a.m. for the following public works projects: sidewalk repair, program package number 65, design build access, request sites, work order E1909078 for an estimate amount of $2,212,464 in council districts 1, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and 14. And this morning, I'm going to turn this over now to Dr. Campos and Mr. Castellanos, who will lead us on to opening on today's bids.
Thank you, President Garcia and Commissioners. Good morning again. Fernando Campos, opening up the bids this morning. Again, this is for the Sidewalk Repair Program Package number 65. We did receive 4 bids for this package. We will now begin the bids. We'll now begin to open up the bids. The first bid received for this project is from Alameda Construction Services Incorporated for a total bid amount of $2,110,524.22. That is 2110524.22 from Alameda Construction Services Incorporated. The second bid received for this project is from Geronimo Concrete Incorporated for a total bid amount of $1,633,996 even. That's 1633996 from Geronimo Concrete Incorporated. The third bid received is from Griffith Company for a total bid amount of $2,491,439 even. That's 2491439 from Griffith Company. The fourth and final bid received for this project is from Axiom Group for a total bid amount of $2,088,582.97. That's 2088582.97 from Axiom Group. Commissioners, that concludes the bid openings for this project, and that concludes all bids for today's agenda. We will now entertain a motion to receive, open, and declare these bids forthwith.
So moved.
I second.
I second.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Dr. Campos is a first by Dr. Davis and a second by Commissioner Reyes to receive, adopt, and declare item number 1.
Absolutely. Let's start the voting tabulation. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimously. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Mr. Castellanos, for your work this morning, and we have now opened our bids. Thank you for that. All right, colleagues, moving on to item number 2. This is a request in Council District 15. I have a public comment card for F. Public comment for item number 2 is now officially closed. Thank you. This is in Council District 15, a Bureau of Engineering, a task order solicitation, number ED 21-04, Environmental Science Associates, pre-qualified on-call consultants list, Los Angeles River Phase 4 Bike Path Project. Authorize the city engineer to issue a task to ESA from the pre-qualified on-call list, environmental documentation consultant service list, to provide environmental documentation and permitting support services for the Los Angeles River Phase 4 Bike Path Project as stated in Task Order ED 2104 with a budget authority of $2,212,464.69, my apologies, $69.60. Did I say all that right? No. What did I miss?
The budget authority we're requesting is $761,000.
I thought so.
$769.60 and that includes contingency funding.
Totally wrong. Okay, got it. Thank you for making that clarification. And it is Phase 4, correct?
Correct.
Okay, got that one right. All right, turn it over to you. Thank you.
Okay.
Welcome.
Sure. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Jan Green Rebstock. I'm with the Bureau of Engineering, and I'm representing the Environmental Management Group. And today we're asking for your approval of awarding a task order solicitation for CEQA and NEPA documentation and permit support for completion of the LA River Phase 4 Bike Path Project. The project would include upgrading an existing maintenance road to a Class 1 bike path, pedestrian, and equestrian trail located along the Los Angeles River. It's a 1-mile stretch along Zoo Drive from Forest Lawn to Riverside. LADOT is managing and delivering the project, and BSS is doing the design, and EMG with the Bureau of Engineering is serving as the CEQA lead agency on behalf of the City of Los Angeles. And we do have representatives from LADOT and BSS here if you have questions about funding or design. Okay.
Very well. Thank you for that report. Any questions, colleagues, on this item? I see Vice President Villegas and Commissioner Corson. We'll start with you, VP Villegas, and then Commissioner Corson.
Sure, thank you. If we could just get the representatives from the other bureaus here, and just so they can say what their piece is going to be on this project, that would be great.
Perfect.
I will invite them to join me at the podium then.
Very well.
Hello, my name is Stacy Ann Gordon. I'm a civil engineering associate with the Bureau of Street Services.
Hello, good morning. My name is Monica Alcala. I am with LADOT. I am a transportation engineering associate, and I'm on this project as a project manager.
Very nice.
Great. And if you can just give an abbreviated version of what will be taking place on the bike path along the LA River in this stretch.
We will be constructing a Class 1 bike path facility with an equestrian path alongside it next to the LA River.
Okay, and is that along the bike path?
So at the moment, it's a maintenance road for the United States Army Corps of Engineers. So we're going to rehabilitate that to become dual certified as a bike path and a maintenance road.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I have it on here on our board letter. We can, read that, but just for the edification of the public so that they know as well. Thank you. And then from BSS, if you could just explain your piece. But before we go on to that, then we'll also get permits also from Army Corps. Yeah, okay. And so the road is not in the channel, but it is on the bank? Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So Bureau of Street Services has been supporting LADOT with design. So really, we've just been designing the bike path along LA River.
Okay. Thank you. And will it be multi-purpose, not just for equestrian?
Correct. It'll be for cyclists, pedestrians, and equestrians.
Okay, that's fantastic. I know we have the bridge also just along that path as well, so it'll be a lot of good connectivity. Okay, thank you.
Did you also say it's for equestrian use as well? Oh, good, great. Commissioner Corson?
Thank you. Just for clarification, it's listed as Council District 15. In the
Correct.
board report. This is not 15, right? Okay. Because I know this project itself was important to Council District 4. I don't know if that alters notifications to stakeholders. But if it doesn't, then my question is moot. But if we get updated, if that would help.
We'll make sure to update you. And
Okay.
there is a initial study mitigated negative declaration for the CEQA document that's being prepared. So all of the stakeholders will receive notification. There'll be a public meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Vice President Villegas?
Thank you. And if you... Oh, sorry about that. If you can just explain a little bit on just the funding piece, how that's, where we got the funding and how it will, we will use it.
Okay, I can speak to what we're going to use the funding for, and then I can invite my colleague from LADOT up if you want to hear more about the funding sources. But what we're going to use the funding for is to prepare an initial study, mitigated negative declaration for the CEQA document, and a EA environmental assessment will be needed for the NEPA piece. We're going to need approvals from the Army Corps of Engineers and Caltrans. We're also going to need water quality permits from the Water Board, the Regional Water Quality Control Board, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and we're also going to be consulting with California Department of Fish and Wildlife. There have been some trees that have been identified for removal in order to build the bike path to standard. So we are identifying those and then coordinating about what the appropriate replacement ratios will need to be. So that'll all be reflected in the documentation along with our air quality, our cultural resources, paleo, hazmat, and hydrology analysis. That'll be part of the technical studies to prepare the report. In terms of awarding the task, we are able to award 5.9% of the task to small business enterprises for the business inclusion program participation targets. We have 5.9 awarded to emerging businesses, 5.93% for the disabled veterans business, and then 5% goes to other. And while these targets are these percentages are below our anticipated targets, this is what is allowed just based on that we've been able to achieve based on the specialized tasks that are required to perform the work. We did, because of the timing that it takes to coordinate the tasks and with all of these other agencies, start an initial task under City Engineer Authority while the full amount of the task, full amount of the funds to fund the task were being identified. And so now we are bringing that full task to you for your approval.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm good with that. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Any other questions, colleagues? When do have we groundbreak already? What is the timeline of this project?
So the environmental review and permits will need to be obtained before going to construction, obviously, and our target is 2026.
Okay, very well. Thank you. So 1 year, basically. Okay. No, 2, I'm sorry. We're about to enter 2024. Okay. Any other questions, colleagues? Hearing none. Any objections?
None.
Hearing none. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 2 forward and forthwith?
So moved.
Thank you, VP Villegas. Thank you, Dr. Davis. Dr. Campos, there's a first by Vice President Villegas and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 2 forward and forthwith.
Yes, let's start the voting tabulation. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Davis, aye.
Aye. Commissioner Corzine.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimously. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here this morning. Happy holidays to everyone. All right, colleagues, moving on to item number 3. This is a request in Council District 13. We do have a speaker card with the letter starting F.
For the record, the card says fatty, like you. But the issue here in CD 13, fatty, has to do with a beautification grant, recovable, permissible, encroach, not between my legs, but a public right-of-way. And the reason behind that, East Hollywood niggers want a pod share for social good. Well, is there social good in a community where the fucking Jews run this country to the ground?
Stay to the topic.
I am.
This
I'm
is
talking
about
not the
revocable
J-E-W,
permit.
I'm talking about the Jew.
That has
So don't
nothing to do
confuse-
with Public Works.
So don't construe my conversation in my 1 minute of public comment, Madam Fatty, because I'm talking about the authorization of community beautification as I reiterate the grant. So if you don't like what you hear, maybe you should just shut up and let the public speakers address the issues by the city engineer to issue a no-fee permit for the work. Otherwise, fatty, you're not going to know what I plan to say or how I say it, because out of clarification, I'm the nigger that runs the podium right now. And as long as I got the floor, I'm going to speak highly regarding the Fountain Avenue pod share for social good. From sea to sea, we shall see how we address the issues and a social good. Should we allow Joseph Biden to send the bombs to destroy our social good? No. We need an encroachment and a public right-of-way to save America from the evil Jews in the dark garden.
Stick to the topic. Thank you. Public comment for item number 3 is now officially closed. This is a request from the Office of Community Beautification in Council District 13 for a revocable permit encroachment in the public right-of-way 4534 Fountain Avenue pod share for social good. Recommending the board recommending the board to, one, authorize the Office of Community Beautification to grant revocable permission to encroach within the public right-of-way, subject to listed conditions to pot share or for social good. Encroachment installation of combined planters in a community seating area in front of 4534 Fountain Avenue in East Hollywood. 2, authorize the city engineer to issue a no-fee revocable permit for work to be performed. 3, authorize the city engineer to issue a no-fee A permit to work to be performed. And 4, request the Bureau of Contract Administration to provide a no-fee inspection of the project. And this morning, we have Mr. Valido. Mr. Valido, welcome.
Thank you, President Garcia. Good morning to all of you, commissioners. My name is Jerry Valido, Assistant Director of the Office of Community Beautification with the Board of Public Works. The proposed Adopt a Median project installation I'm presenting today is slated to be installed on the 4500 block of West Fountain Avenue in East Hollywood. This particular location currently lacks greenery, park spaces, and benches for the community to enjoy. This project, which will be installed by the group PodShare for Social Good, or simply PodShare, proposes the installation of concrete planters and vegetation with built-in benches and a wheelchair-accessible table. The installation will occur on the Westmoreland Avenue sidewalk adjacent to the property located at 4534 Fountain Avenue. The goal is to create an urban common space surrounded by greenery on the heavily traveled Fountain Avenue. The visual landscape of the neighborhood was enhanced by a local artist's creation of a large mural on the wall of 4534 Fountain Avenue when PodShare converted the retail space to shared housing in 2015. PodShare has discussed potential funding assistance from the East Hollywood Neighborhood Council, who is in full support of this project. PodShare will undertake the construction of the planters, and 2 on-site managers will water, weed, sweep, and maintain the space weekly. The installation and the vegetation to be planted has been reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Engineering and by Streets LA, respectively. PodShare shall adhere to the conditions as provided in the approval. At this time, I would like to ask the board to adopt this project in order that we may move on to the permit phase of the process. This concludes my report.
Thank you so much, Mr. Valido, for that. Any questions? Vice President Villegas?
Thank you. And thank you for your presentation. Just really quick, if you can speak just on the, you spoke on the project, and I just wanted to ask and put it on for public record, just the public right-of-way. We have enough space for the public right-of-way to be able to access?
Yes, Commissioner. The sidewalk area is actually a very wide area. And the constituent group did go back and forth with the Bureau of Engineering to ensure that the planters were of a particular size and dimensions so that there would be proper access along the public right-of-way.
Okay. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you. And just for my clarification, the PodShare is in a public right-of-way, so will it be public?
Yes, the group is called PodShare for Social Good.
Oh, okay.
And the actual installation are going to be planters. There's going to be benches and a table that they've converted where you can actually have a wheelchair access to it.
Oh, good.
So that's all in the public right of way, but again, it's a very wide area.
Okay, very well. And I see that there's a letter of support from the council member's office, Hugo Martinez.
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Actually, what happened was this particular project was actually first initiated under former council member O'Farrell's office, and I had them go back to CD13 to get a new letter of support.
Very well. Thank you for that. Commissioner Reyes?
Just one question in terms of the maintenance later on. Who is responsible for that?
So there are going to be two on-site managers who will do all the watering, sweeping, weeding, and maintaining the area for the project location.
And any change in that particular aspect, they just have to go back to your agency, to your team?
If there's any
That-
change in the maintenance agreement which they have signed, yes, they'll contact our office and we'll make those changes and have them sign a new maintenance agreement.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Reyes. Well, this sounds like a good project and something that the community would benefit from. Thank you for doing this. This is technically an Adopt a Medium project, correct?
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay, very well. Thank you for that. Just for another clarification, when a group like this adopts a median and goes through this process, how long is that commitment for?
The arrangement or the agreement is that since the city is going to be waiving their permit fees, the constituent group maintains the project site in perpetuity.
Okay, very well. Any other questions on this item, colleagues? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 3 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, VP Villegas. Dr. Campos, there's a first by Commissioner Reyes and a second by Vice President Villegas to move item number 3 forward and forthwith.
Absolutely. Let's start the voting tabulation. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, Mr. Valero, and look forward to finishing this project.
Great. Thank you, Commissioners. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item number 4, this is a joint report and a request from the Bureau of Engineering and the Bureau of Sanitation in Council District 14. We do have a public comment card. It starts with the letter F.
For the record, that card says Fatty, F-A-T-T-Y, if you can read, Fatty. So, I can't believe this shit. Authorize orders, authorize changes to a fucking budget on construction. Unbelievable. The padding, the greasy palms, and your waste and fraud of corruption to steal the public's money for these fucking change orders? How do you plan to rehab fucking sewers that are over 80 to 130 years old when you haven't done your fucking job right, Los Angeles? For the record, fuck you politely. That's what you're doing. You're fucking the public by construction budgets to authorize order and changes for these fucking sewer programs off of 8th Street. What about the rest of the fucking city that's under the demise of your sewer problems? You know what's wrong with you? You're so fucking blind. And blind to the issues of construction and capital improvements. That's the fucking problem here. And that's why it takes Batman to come to City Hall and dress and act like a fucking asshole.
Stick to the topic.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sticking to the city engineers, up the order assholes for authorization of construction. I object. On behalf of every motherfucking Angelino that is tired of your capital punishment of ripping us off, your corporal abuse of Angelinos, hiking up our fucking taxes to pay for your luxury fucking condominiums and your fucked up job, fatty.
Public comment for item number 4 is now officially closed. This is a request in Council District 14 for construction budget, construction orders, and change orders. Matthew and Stewart Company, Inc., Super Expedited Wastewater Emergency Rehabilitation for Sewers Program 8th Street Project, recommending the board to, 1, authorize a construction budget of $1,043,750,000, including contingency for the Super Expedited Wastewater Emergency Rehabilitation for Sewers Program 8th Street Project. And 2, authorize the city engineer to issue the construction orders and change orders up to the authorized construction budget for this project. And this morning, we're here with Mr. Guerrero.
Yes.
All right, sir, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here to request the board to approve the construction budget for the Sewer 7 8th Street 2500 project to Matthew and Stewart Company and authorize a construction budget of $1,043,750, including contingency, to authorize city engineer to issue construction orders and change orders up to that authorized budget. LE Sanitation issued an urgency expedite request on May 6, 2021 to remodel 4 maintenance hole bases due to the severe corrosion that has developed in these maintenance holes and is allowing debris to collect at the bottom of these bases. These maintenance holes are located near the I-10, I-5, and 60 interchange as is shown in the figure 1 on the report. The scope of the project is to remodel the 4 maintenance hole bases, and also one sewer reach will be structurally lined due to a pipe fracture at approximately 150 to 166 feet downstream of the upstream maintenance hole. Due to the high amount of flow in these sewer pipes, a bypass system is required to complete all work, and that is also shown on figure 1. The project spans across several private properties. These include Caltrans, Waste Management, and Dependable Supply Chain Services. The bypass system will run parallel to the 60 freeway, and it'll be approximately 1,000 feet long. A portion of Waste Management property must also be trenched in order to install the bypass, so it does not impede their truck traffic. The schedule work and prices was generated. This was with applicable fixed price and non-fixed price bid items and calculated quantities, and Matthew Stewart Company was the lowest bidder at $942,288, and with a contingency of $101,462. That brings us to the total requested construction budget of $1,042,750,000, which exceeds the city engineer's construction order authority. Therefore, it is requested to approve the construction budget for $1,043,750,000 for this project. Thank you very much. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Guerrero, for that presentation. Any questions, colleagues? I don't have any questions either. I know this is very important for us to do, especially in that area. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 4 forward and forthwith?
So moved.
Thank you, VP Villegas. Is there a second? Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Dr. Campos, there's a first by Vice President Villegas and a second by Commissioner Reyes to move item number 4 forward and forthwith.
Yes, let's start the voting tabulation. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corzine.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Guerrero, for this morning and for this report. Happy holidays if I don't see you before then.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you guys.
Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Moving on to item number 5, this is a request in all council district for a request for qualifications. We do have a public comment card with letter F. F. Last call.
So we're on item number 5 for the record regarding the fucked up construction budget for bridges, right? Is that right? We're on item number 5. But the problem here is contracts and supportive services and how to negotiate to evaluate the pre-qualifications for these fucking Dubai projects that only Dubai engineers have the experience, the knowledge to build a world-class fucking city. Not like this rundown shithole like Los Angeles, that you abuse the taxpayers, you abuse the puppets who've constantly told you that the whole fucking city is run by a bunch of dirty niggers too, who fucking don't understand the constitutional value of free speech to protect us from white niggers too.
Stick to the subject. This is about engineering, bridges, consultants. Stick to the subject.
Okay, well, let's go to CDR, because this is what BPW 2023-07-17 for the record's all about. So if Curran DeMille Price is soon to be going to jail,
stick to the subject. That has nothing to do with public works.
Included on this fucking item. Vote for Kevin DeLeon. Fuck you, fatty.
Thank you. Next public card is G. Starts with the letter G.
I think it's the GOAT. Yes, that's right. Look, we're back.
Do not interrupt. We're listening to a public comment.
What? I can hear you. You can hear me. So I have good news for you. Number one, I'm withdrawing my support for Kevin Daly.
This is regarding
Reelected.
requests for qualifications. If it has
Yes.
nothing to do with Public Works,
Well, I got something I'm going to tell you.
this is about item 5.
You're not going to like
This is
it.
item 5.
You know what I'm going to say. And you know, that's the beautiful part. Your outside counsel that's advising you on this, that, you see, we have a problem with one of them, don't we? And you know what we have a problem with is that you have conflicts of interest. It's very fucking serious conflicts of interest. You know, your city attorneys were accused, so you have outside consultants. Did you know that one of them that does a lot of business with you guys is going to represent an unnamed secret?
This is regarding a RFQ.
Yes, it is, because we want to know which outside firm is advising you on this, because I think you have a fucking conflict. So you want to go back and find out who it is. I know, look at that. See, the manager there, Vahid's shaking his head. See, you all know what I'm talking about. And again, I talked to the senior member, Mr. Davis, of this panel. You
This is about an
wanna
RFQ.
spend 10 years in
Stick to the
federal
topic.
prison like Mr. Price, right? You don't want to be in the next jail cell. So what the fuck is going on with your outside counsel? Who am I talking about? And why do they want to represent somebody that's against your interests? And why do they want to give your attorney-client privilege to that person against your interests while they're supporting your legal advice on these items? Find out. I'm here to tell you, you got a fucking problem, right?
2 minutes.
Public comment for item number 5 is now officially closed. Thank you for that. This is a request in all council district, request from the Bureau of Engineering and the Bureau of Contract Administration. Request for qualifications and personal services contracts, pre-qualified on-call bridge, civil engineering, and other design and support services. Consultants, various federally funded public projects. Recommending the board to, 1, authorize the city engineer to issue and advertise the transmitted RFQ for bridge, civil engineering, and other design and support services consultants. 2, authorize the staff from the Bureau of Engineering on behalf of the Department of Public Works to evaluate and pre-qualify the respondents based upon the requirements and procedures set forth the RFQ. 3, authorize the city engineer to negotiate a personal service contract with each of the highest rated and most responsive consultant firms. And 4, direct the city engineer to the board to report to the board with recommendations on executing the negotiated contracts. And Mr. Gibson's here this morning to tell us all about it. Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. Scott Gibson with the Bridge Improvement Division with the Bureau of Engineering. So the Bridge Improvement Division, as well as various other divisions in BOE and other bureaus within Public Works, often utilize federal grants to fund the majority of our projects. And so we make use of a list of pre-qualified consultants to help us with the design and management of these projects. This list is valid for 5 years. The current list is scheduled to expire in November of 2024. And so I'm here today to request authority to advertise a request for qualifications to establish a new list of consultants, which will also be valid for 5 years from the point of inception. A few of the services that will be included in this list are project management services, which includes cost estimating, scheduling, project studies, design, project plans, specifications, and estimates package preparation, environmental documentation and approval, right-of-way engineering, utility coordination and relocation design, survey, geotechnical and geological engineering services, and construction engineering and management services. I do want to highlight a few differences between the new list that we are attempting to establish and the current list. This new list, we are also requesting that consultants include grant writing services, and a community outreach sub in their proposal. Let's see. Another difference between the current list and this new list is the existing list set a DBE percentage or DBE goal of 8%. This new list will establish a DBE goal of 20%. So status of funding. So this contract to be entered into with the selected PQOC consultants will not have a single specific source of funds attached to it. Instead, funds will be encumbered on a project-by-project basis from various sources at the time the specific task order proposals are requested from the consultants. I also want to mention, in addition to advertising this RFQ on the city's RAMP site, we will be advertising on several engineering publications to try to cast as wide a net as possible and try to get as diverse a group of consultants as possible. These publications include Dodge Construction News, Bid America, eBid Board, Integrated Marketing Systems, the Los Angeles Council of Black Professional Engineers, Asian American Architects and Engineers Association, the Chinese American Construction Professionals Association, Asian American Economic Development Enterprises, and the Daily Journal. So that concludes my report, and I'm happy to address any questions.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gibson, for that. Did you say that the current list will end this November?
Of 24, so.
Oh, so we have a year. Got it.
But it takes a long time. So this list is administered by Caltrans, or at least it's reviewed by Caltrans, and it takes Caltrans, after the city completes their review, I've heard up to 6 months to complete their review.
Very well. Thank you for that. And I'm glad you're here way on time. So thank you. That shows a lot professionalism to make sure that we're not right at the edge of making one and changing into another. Appreciate that. Dr. Davis?
Yes. So on this item number 5, we worked along in a collaborative with the BOE and BCA as well, working with you on this.
Correct.
You mentioned that there was a prior list. In that prior list, it was 8% expectation of business inclusion, correct?
Correct.
Now, did we get that goal from Caltrans, or where did that goal come from?
Yeah, it's set by Caltrans. Set by Caltrans. I'll be honest, it seems to be common throughout the country that these DBE goals or requirements are increasing, or the percentage requirements are increasing.
Mhm.
And so, this wasn't really a surprise to us. This seems to be the trend.
So we got the other one from Caltrans, last year, the 8%.
In 2019, when this list was
Yeah, it was
established.
2019,
yes.
it was 8%. And so this year is 20%.
Correct.
Now, where did that come from?
I'll be honest, I don't know all of what goes into how it's calculated. I can go back and look into that and provide that information. I think it's based on, it depends on they look at the different disciplines that we are requesting within this list, and they look at the number of DBE firms that fall within that category, and then there is some kind of algorithm that they employ to determine what that percentage is. And it's kind of an aggregated percentage based on the different disciplines that we are.
So the prior list, in fact, was a federally funded contracts or federally funded prime contractors?
Correct.
They were
Correct.
as well?
Yes.
And so we've increased it now to 20%.
Or Caltrans has, yes.
Okay, interesting. Thank you.
Well, that's a good thing.
It's a great thing. I'm just interested in
How did it come
we
about?
got there.
Yeah, very
And
nice.
could we have done 20% prior to?
Yep.
So, yeah. definitely.
Okay, like it.
And
Well, thank you for
I know
getting
the
us there.
The state does a 20% formula.
Oh,
the state of
good.
California.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Gibson, for leading us and making sure that we're at the 20%. That was a nice surprise. I even heard Dr. say, oh, wow. All right, we're excited about that. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 5 forward and forthwith? Dr. Davis has moved it. Is there a second? Thank you, VP Villegas. Dr. Campos, there's a first by Dr. Davis and a second by Vice President Villegas to move item number 5 forward and forthwith.
Yes, let's start at the voting tabulation. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. Commissioner Corzine.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimously.
Very well. Thank you so much, Mr. Gibson. You're all good to go now.
Thank you.
You'll come back when all of them have been processed and we get a list, right? We'll get a list.
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. Thank you. Have a good holidays if I don't see you before then.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. All right, colleagues, moving on to item number 7. This is a request from the Bureau of Sanitation and the Bureau of Contract Administration. I do have a public comment card. So letter F. Someone with the letter F?
Damn. Mr. Attorney, for the record, the letter F stands for fatty. F-A-T-T-Y for the fucking record.
This is regarding personal service contract.
This is on item 7
Stick to
regarding dead
stick to the
carcasses.
subject.
Yeah, you dead carcass, I am. The issue is about animal processing and recovery services. Well, what the fuck do you know about animals? Have you ever witnessed an animal die before you? Have you ever put down an animal out of respect, dignity, and remorse of how this poor creature that God created provides us with cheer, provides us with comfort, provides us with the service, and yet we have no motherfucking idea how to preserve this monumental moment. Just like when I lost my little Pepita. Yeah, it was horrible. I couldn't put her down. I couldn't take her to a place where there was a dead animal processing or recovery service. And it broke my motherfucking heart on a Saturday morning to witness this little individual creature from God die before my very motherfucking eyes because these programs were not available for me to discharge my 9mm or my
This is
lethal
regarding
injection
personal contract.
to dispose of this beautiful animal that God gave me. So I really hope there is a God, because for all I know, God hates you, fatty, and you're going to fucking hell because fucking priests rape boys.
One more? Okay, thank you so much. We have G, somebody with the letter G.
Right. Goat nigger.
This is personal service contract.
No shit. Yes. So, the poor animals. Can't we do this humanely? And I go up to my ranch, and these little creatures come into the house and with their claws, and they burrow into my home and my wall, and they make noises like this. And you know, after a while, I have to say to myself, it's either me or them. So we have to dispose of these animals in the appropriate way. Now, when I found a box with 3 of these animals in it, I took it and I had a large baseball bat, and they looked at me with their little ears and their little beady eyes at me.
I'm sorry, this is
Just
regarding
stared
a
into my
contract.
eyes. They stared into my eyes and said, "Please, sir, release us down the river. We will go to somebody else's house and we will eat." And I did it. So humane release is another way to go. Then I have the other way that I do it with types of animals that do not want to cooperate with me. I have an electric trap that electrocutes them. Yes, and I put the food in the back, and they spend hours figuring, how can I get the food? And eventually they have to run in there to be electrocuted. In fact, one of them was so smart, he ate the food, got electrocuted, and jumped out and attempted to
This is
run.
regarding a contract.
That's what I mean. I'm just telling you how to dispose of animals with 2 different ways. So animals will not talk to you, except if they go, that's the only way.
Thank you. Public comment for item number 7 is now officially closed. This is a request in all council districts, personal service contract Legacy Byproducts LLC, dead animal processing and recovery services. Recommending the board to, 1, approve and forward this report with transmittals to the mayor and the city council with the request that the Board of Public Works be authorized to execute a sole source personal service contract with Legacy Byproducts LLC for animal carcass processing and recovery services. The term of the proposed agreement shall be 5 years from the date of execution, with one option of renewal for 5 additional years for a total of 10 years. And 2, authorize the president or 2 members of the board to execute the contract upon approval by the mayor and city council. And this afternoon, barely, Mr. Isaac's here joining us. Welcome, Mr. Isaac.
Good morning still, I think, and happy holidays, or maybe good afternoon now. President, commissioners, city attorney, and executive director and staff. My name is Nat Isaac. I'm an engineer with the City of LA Sanitation for the past 30 plus years, and working on the dead animal project for the past 17 years, which is a very important project that collects the dead animals from the City of LA, waterways, alleyways, residences, streets, etc., and properly disposes of them so that they are not contributing to environmental damage, as well as not being unsightly for the city. This, by the way, this item is an extended from last week. It was called for last week, but we found a typographical error, and so we withdrew it to be corrected and bring it today. So, but there's no material change in the contract whatsoever. As you know, that the city collects about 870 pounds of dead animals every day. About 100 calls from residences and constituents to pick up the dead animals. We need to have a place to dispose of these animals properly. In historical times, we used to bury them on the road, just in the sand. But today, we don't do that. We have a rendering facility that is the only rendering facility in Southern California that accepts these types of animals. There are about 4 rendering facilities in Southern California. 3 of them accept dead animals for feed, poultry, and domesticated animals like that. But this is the only facility, Legacy is the only facility that accepts it for from the city, roadways, waterways, etc., and the ones that are euthanized at the animal shelters. So nevertheless, we take about 800 pounds, 8 to 870 pounds per day, about 15 tons per month, and we need to have a place to dispose of it. We bring it to Legacy. For the past 3 years, we've been bringing it to Legacy. Prior to that, Legacy was known as West Coast Rendering, which was a facility that rendered dead animals for the past 75 years. And now Legacy is doing that under a new arrangement. They took over the business arrangement. So what we're doing today is asking for your approval of a sole source contract with Legacy for 10 years. That would be for about $945,000 for the 10 years. And that would be to process all the dead animals collected by the city and into a beneficial reuse product, which is basically fertilizer. The animals can be also landfilled.
Please turn off any devices. I'm sorry, Mr. Isaac. Please turn off any devices. This is your first and only warning.
There are 2 landfills in Southern California, one in Rialto and one in Riverside, that accept dead animals. They're the only ones that accept dead animals in the Southern California area. And that is obviously an option for us to use. However, it is not environmentally sustainable. It produces a lot of greenhouse gases, and it goes contrary to SB 1383, which is a recently passed law that requires organic material to be diverted from the landfill. And also the distance to Riverside and to Rialto would make it logistically challenging for our crews to drive out there every day to dispose of these materials. So Legacy seems to be the only option we have that's economical and environmentally friendly. So I'd like to request your approval for this contract, 10-year contract with Legacy. Any questions?
Very well, Mr. Isaac. Thank you for that. I do, Dr. Davis, Commissioner Reyes, and Dr. Davis and Commissioner Reyes. Dr. Davis?
Yes, the prime contractor is Legacy. Are they the current vendor in terms of providing this service with the city?
Yes, the Legacy is the only vendor that's available, and they have been under letter of agreement contract, AFE, for the past 3 years while we've been preparing this sole source contract.
Do you happen to know who did it prior to those 3 years? Was it Legacy?
Legacy did not exist prior to 2020,
How did we handle it then?
so it was owned by, the same facility was owned by West Coast Rendering,
I see.
and that facility was running for past 75 years
I see.
under different owners, but under the
So
same
it's a
name.
different management, same facility.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Very well. Commissioner Reyes?
Just for my edification, when I know this is a 10-year contract, what factors came into play? Because the cost ceiling for the first 5 years is about almost 400,000, but it doubles for the next 5 years if the contract is going to be renewed for a total of 10 years. So the doubling of that cost, what factors came into consideration that informed you of that decision to have that amount for the next 5 years?
So
Just
the-
for public edification as well.
The contract amount is for $500 per ton, which amounts to about $6,500 per month, and that comes out to about $94,000 per year. So for 10 years, it's about $945,360. So I'm not sure what you're referring to, the doubling.
So in terms of the cost, it did not increase in terms of the price per ton? I'm referring
Correct.
to that.
There's an increase over the 10-year period?
Mm-hmm.
No, not at this point in time. However, there has been discussion with the company that their lease expires in the next 6 years.
Okay.
And during that time, they have an option to buy the facility. They are leasing the property. And they have the option to buy the facility, which would require a tremendously high amount of loan. And they would
Okay.
probably have to raise the price in that period of time. Although this hasn't been formalized just yet. It is only in discussion.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for the clarification.
But the vendor is interested if the city would offer any assistance in finding low interest rate loans. That would be a help for them to do that. We've told them that we will help them find a RMDZ loan, which is a recycling market zone loan, and see if that can help. But if you are aware of any other loans that could assist this facility, I'd like to know.
If you, can you reach out to me after the board meeting? Aside from all this, we might be able to help with some, that partners with a lot of government entities type of, yeah. So I'll send you the name, see if it works out.
Okay, excellent. I appreciate that.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Reyes. So in fact, it's not doubling, it's just the straight across. Okay,
Correct.
got it. Any other questions, colleagues? Hearing none. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 7 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Vice President Villegas. Is there a second?
A second.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Dr. Campos, there's a first by VP Villegas and a second by Commissioner Reyes to move item number 7 forward and forthwith.
Absolutely. Let's start the voting tabulation. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas. President Pro Tem Davis.
Davis, aye.
Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimously. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac, for this morning, and I appreciate you continue to do this work. Since I've been on the board, I know you've been in charge of this for how many years now?
At least 16?
16
17.
years, all right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and happy holidays. There's some donuts for you guys for the back to celebrate the Hanukkah holidays.
Will do. Thank you so much. Have a good holidays you as well, and a good day today. All right, colleagues, moving on to item number 8. This is a request in our council district by the Bureau of Engineering. And we have 2 speaker cards. I have F, starting with the letter F.
For the record, Mr. City Attorney, I signed up as FATTY for the motherfucking last time on the record, okay? And I have another card.
This is
But
regarding a request for name change.
consultants, regarding the reflection of a consultant's name change, I want to know what the outside consultants firm is doing with these conflicts of interest, sir. There's a very serious problem here of conflict of interest from these outside firms having name fucking changes for a task order. That sounds very fishy. And I want at 310-477-6565. Attention, this is the FBI. You're under an FBI investigation. Shut it down now.
This is regarding a request for name change.
Yeah. And that name change, Fatty, has to do with North America Ltd. Not fucking OMO or OMO shit from South Almani, that dumb nigger. But we're talking about OMO. Olivares Madruga Niggers LLC. So as long as we know from August, or I would say from North America Ltd, the advisory service on this shit represents a conflict of interest. Again, CDO, when we know that fucking Current Price is going to be indicted on Friday or
That
go
has
to
nothing to
jail,
do with this request
it
for
has
name
a lot
change.
to do with it, Fatty. Because the bottom line is, outside consultants, which firm are we with the conflict with, bitch?
Next speaker card, G, starts with the letter G.
Oh, good. Yes, the goat nigger. So, outside consultants. So here's how it works. You got the government, steals all of our cash through all of your fucking taxes and your fucking fees and pulling over people on the freeway. Then you grab it. Now, you have the people on the outside of the castle. So these people need to get our tax dollars. They have to have a pass-through entity. Names are important on pass-through entities because we know that these pass-through entities are limited liability companies, limited liability partnerships, corporations, S-corporations, and trusts. So the people don't get the money, the organizations get the money. That's where the five of you come in. You get your corrupt mayor, she puts you in there, you get 5 years, you get a full-time job, you get a pension, you get a benefit, you get a government badge, you get free parking, you get free health care in exchange for being the conduit. You are the ones who release the money to the third-party LLCs and corporations and dummy corporations. Then they withdraw the money. And like Hunter Biden, they can withdraw millions of dollars and transfer it to other LLCs and corporations, right? This place is nothing but a money laundering fucking operation. That's all the fuck it is. You have all the staff to do all of this inside. All of it. Your staff can do all this shit in-house, saving us hundreds of millions of dollars in 10 years. But no, you guys gotta support your fucking campaign donors, pimps, prostitutes, whores, Las Vegas casinos.
That has nothing to do with this.
Why the fuck do you think Las Vegas can build 25 casinos? Because of shit like this. This is where it starts and it goes down the food chain. All you kids listening to me out there, don't go to college, become
This is regarding a request of name change.
Steal. That's what you should do. That's coming from your uncle.
Greenspan? Greenspan? Last call, Greenspan? Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, he's on the free.
Please do not interrupt. The next card starts with the letter R. 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 Last call, R. Thank you. Public comment for item number 8 is now officially closed. This is a request from the Bureau of Engineering in all council district for a request for name change, Arab North America LTD to Arab US Inc. Recommending the board to, 1, authorize the city engineer to instruct the controller's office to update their payment records to reflect the consultant's name change for task order solicitation number 81, strategic consulting and advisory services from Arab North America LTD to Arab US Inc. In this afternoon, we have Mr. Wong here on this item. Number 8.
Good afternoon. This is Ethan Wong with the Bureau of Engineering's Environmental Engineering Division. The item before you is related to the Bureau's pre-qualified on-call list of wastewater and environmental engineering consultants. One of the 24 consultants, known as ARUP North America Limited, notified the Bureau of Engineering on October 18th, 2023, that they are requesting a name change to ARUP US Inc. And they have provided a copy of their W-9 form reflecting their name change. Pursuant to the contract, all terms of the contract shall remain in effect and enforceable without modification. However, it is necessary to change the name officially with the City Controller's Office for payment purposes. The consultant's taxpayer identification number will remain the same, and all future and general correspondence should be revised to reflect this name change. The consultant ARUP North America Limited, which will be known as ARUP USA Inc. in the future, they currently hold a task order solicitation for the Climate Emergency Mobilization Office, known as TOS number 81, Strategic Consulting and Advisory Services, and require this name change to continue making payments, or the city needs to this name change to continue making payments on this task order solicitation. That concludes my report, and happy to answer any questions regarding this.
Very well, Mr. Wong. Any questions, colleagues? You said that the Climate Emergency Mobilization Office has a task order here? Is that correct?
Correct. The Climate Emergency Mobilization Office has partnered with the Bureau of Engineering to issue this task order solicitation on the Bureau of Engineering's managed wastewater and environmental engineering consultant list, as they found that the consultants on that list, had the adequate technical services to provide these advisory capacity to that office for to provide, it's specifically for the heat plan that the Climate Emergency Mobilization Office is putting together.
Okay, perfect. Now it made sense. Okay, I was trying to get to that part. Thank you for that, Mr. Wong. Any questions on this item? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 8 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Is there a second? Thank you, VP Villegas. Dr. Campos, there's a first by Dr. Davis and a second by Vice President Villegas to move item number 8 forward and forthwith.
Yes, let's start the voting tabulation. We'll start with you, President Garcia.
Aye.
Vice President Villegas. President Pro Tem Davis.
Davis, aye.
Commissioner Corzan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wong, for that, and happy holidays if I don't see you before then.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Moving on to item number 8. This is our last item on today's agenda. I do have a card for Greenspan. Greenspan? Greenspan? Last call. Second one, I have J with the letter J. J? If you're J, the last call. Last call.
Yeah, I'm Jay. He signed me up, but I'll speak what's not.
Are you providing public comment?
I wanted to.
Okay,
yeah.
please do.
I'll be brief. I won't use the whole time.
Please do.
I wanted to observe more city meetings. I'm in entertainment mostly, but I'm interested in the process of government and getting people more involved in LA. I don't see a lot of engagement of the public, so I thought I'd try and start the ball rolling myself. Thank you.
Next card is G, starts with the letter G.
Right. The Goat Nigger Developer.
It's item 9.
This is item number 9.
Yeah, but you said number E. You're confusing my mental mind. So now,
I will speak as a black man, if I may, on item number 8. The motherfucking mayor's approved the sanitation to request a destination Crenshaw. Yes, we're going to do the outdoor museum project. And when we do this outdoor museum project, what are we going to be displaying? Well, we're going to display all the bad things that have happened to black people in the last 100 years in this goddamn thing. We're going to show pictures of lynching. We're going to show pictures of the KKK. We're going to
This has nothing to do with that. This is regarding public works,
what the fuck
regarding
is a museum?
sanitation, regarding destination
What the
Crenshaw.
goddamn hell? What do you mean? What the fuck is an outdoor museum supposed to do? Well, it's supposed to be signs of shopping centers and gentrification, shit we can't afford. No, it's about the community and the history of the outdoor museum and the CD8, Marquise Harris Dildo Dawson, our great council member for the CD8. Let's give him a hand. Right.
Stick to the subject.
I'm trying, madam. But yous be discriminating against me because of the color of my skin. Now, the Crenshaw Outdoor Museum project might be a waste of money, some white folks might say. Is that true? Is that true? Could we be using this money for other shit? Like, for example, getting the homeless criminals off the streets. Maybe making parking spaces on the boulevard so that the remaining black-owned businesses might be able to make a fucking living? No, of course not. You motherfuckers want to still go ahead and do us all color people in economically. So I will say, fuck the police and God bless NWA. Look at
2 minutes.
Next card, letter F.
Yeah, here we go again.
Madam Chair, before the speaker sparks, just a reminder, you have 35 seconds left of your 10-minute hour.
All right.
35 seconds.
35
Fuck
seconds.
Crenshaw niggers and your
That has nothing to do with this.
outdoor fucking museum project. It has a lot to do with it. In 15 seconds, fat fucking bitch. Fuck the police. Fuck your ghettos. And fuck your stupid signs. We should have more signs to prevent dumb fat bitches like
That has
you
nothing to
from
do with
drinking
this.
all that
Stick to
water
the
and getting
subject.
fatter and fatter.
Destination Crenshaw,
fatter. We need a
Destination
blip
Outdoor Museum Project.
To fly over the museum on the outdoor opening so that your fat ass faces can be seen, so we know that the goddamn signs that you resist and revoke to put out in public display
Time.
like a swat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goddamn America.
Comment for item number 9 is officially closed now. This is an administrative item in Council District 8. The mayor has approved and authorized the Board of Public Works on behalf of the Bureau of Sanitation and Contract Administration to execute the request for approval of amended and restated agreement for the Destination Crenshaw Outdoor Museum Project. Is there a second to my motion to approve this item? Thank you, Dr. Davis and Commissioner Villegas. Dr. Campos, there's a first by me and a second by Dr. Davis and Vice President Villegas to move item number 9 forward and forthwith.
Absolutely. And Chair, before we get started with the voting tabulation, I've just been informed that this item is actually with the Bureau of Engineering and Bureau of Contract Administration. So we will make that administrative change on our notes. So again, this is a communication on behalf of the Bureau of Engineering and Bureau of Contract Administration. It does not require an amendment. It does not require any changes, just for the record. We will note that as an administrative change.
So we have here Bureau of Sanitation. That was incorrect. Bureau of Engineering.
That is correct. Engineering.
Okay. Got it. Do not interrupt my meeting.
We will go ahead and start the voting tabulation on this item. Again, this does not require an amendment. It's an administrative item that we would make that change on our end.
Okay, perfect.
We'll start the voting tabulation. We'll start with you, President Garcia, unless you have other questions.
Oh, no. And any issues with that? No, hearing none. Aye.
Thank you. Vice President Villegas?
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis?
Aye.
Commissioner Corzan?
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes?
Aye.
This motion is adopted and carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you, colleagues. Dr. Campos, have we cleared today's desk?
Yes, you have.
Great. It is 12:26 and this meeting is officially adjourned. Thank you, everyone.